be a good, outstanding citizen of the United States of America.
Robert Jackson Jack Williams was born on February 28, 1941 in Ocala, Florida, the son of Robert and Leone Williams of McIntosh. Jack's father came from a long line of farmers in Louisiana, while his mother was adopted by the Jackson family, a respected ranching family from the Gainesville area. Through that lineage, Jack and his sister Glenda Edwards inherited a herd of purebred Hereford cattle and nearly 800 acres of land nestled between McIntosh and Payne's Prairie. From an early age, Jack's love of farming was unmistakable. At just 9 years old, his father put him behind the wheel of his first farm-all tractor, a moment that sparked a lifelong passion for agriculture. He attended Reddick School, now known as North Marion High, where he ran track and was active in FFA, the Future Farmers of America. Jack's agriculture teacher, Mr. Carl Raywinkle, quickly recognized his natural mechanical skill and quiet determination. He encouraged Jack to believe in himself, to step forward, and to lead with confidence.
Oh, he was a fine man. Fine man.
Mr. Raywinkle did so much more than teach. He was a mentor to all his students. The first time he ever went into an ag classroom, and he said, Mr. Raywinkle, he said, I like what you were talking about with that American Farmer Degree. He said, that's something I would like to try to do. And he said, Jack, if that's what you want to do, he said, we're going to see that you do it. And it was mechanics and agriculture with the crops and cattle and all facets of agriculture are covered in it. Sure enough, he was selected as the first Marion County FFA to ever reach the American Farmer Degree. There were only 10 Florida boys that earned the American Farmer that year. He was one of the 10.
It was also in high school that he would meet another person that would change his life forever.
I thought she was a pretty sight out.
I was in the office, and this young man passed by the office, and our secretary, who'd been there for a long time, called out and said, Jack, come in here for a minute. So yes, ma'am. He says, well, you have a new student in your class today. This is Virginia. Would you please take her to your class and introduce her to the class? Took me to the classroom and introduced me to the teacher, and he let the teacher introduce the students. And then I sat down, and he was one row over and 2 seats up. I thought he was pretty cute right then. The night before homecoming, he finally got up the nerve, scuffling his feet around in the dirt, and said, Ginny, would you be my date for homecoming tomorrow? And I said, yes, finally. So, yes, Jack was a very pure young man, did not smoke, did not drink, did not curse, loved the Lord, and I was never disappointed. Never disappointed. We dated for 2.5 years and were married June 23rd of 1962.
Jack and Ginny welcomed their daughters Laura, Pam, and later Amy, building both a business and a beautiful family.
I chose to stay home to raise my babies, and which meant that there would be a lot of sacrifices financially. It didn't matter, though. It didn't matter. We didn't feel like we were missing anything. Daddy worked so hard. He would come home at night after plowing, and when he walked in the back door, they just grabbed him by the legs and hugged him no matter what he looked like.
Daddy and Grandpa, they supported us, the entire Williams clan. And not only that, they also supported everybody in the community. Agriculture feeds the world, and he's got to be there to do it. We were his world, and farming was his work, but also his love. He found so much purpose in farming, and he shared his gifts with the community and his friends in his community, and he would do anything for anybody.
I would say that he's a very selfless person. He didn't want things. People have a dream list or a bucket list. I couldn't even begin to tell you what's on a bucket list for my dad, because it just feels like he's already done it. He's lived it. He always was satisfied with what he had, and he was grateful for what he had, and he didn't take it for granted, which is to be admired. That goes back to his faith, having a grateful spirit.
In the 1980s and 1990s, Jack joined his longtime friend Kay Richardson to help manage operations at Richardson's Brothers Incorporated.
My Uncle Kay would say, well, Jack, he was born with a wrench in his hand, so he was the mechanic mind. And then to hear Mr. Jack talk, he said, well, Mr. Kay, he can grow some fine cattle, but he sure can't turn a wrench. And I think that led to a lot of the success that my uncle had over the years, and how successful he was with his operation, and still to this day, I'm sure we're still feeling the progress and the good fortune that we had with that relationship. It's easy to find good things to say about Mr. Jack, because he's just as good as they come. I think he's got the reputation that they don't come much better than Mr. Jack, in all kind of ways. In his work ethic, in his production, and his success. And in his family, they're all top shelf and 5-star as far as I'm concerned.
Throughout the years, Jack continued his custom farming work, mentoring younger farmers and sharing his wisdom generously.
Kind. Always been, I can't say enough about the giving part. From the time that I got here in 97, the amount of times that he's extended his generosity and his giving nature to me, I don't know that I could count. He's taught and he's given in the agricultural industry. I personally can experience for 27, 28 years. And anyone that loves agriculture and the people in it as much as he does is deserving of this reward. And if he knows nothing else, he knows I love him.
Whether offering advice about crops or about life, Jack always led with humility, kindness, and hard work.
Jack was baling hay, and he had about 15 or 20 minutes left before he would be finished. And the rain clouds were up ahead, and it's going to rain any minute, and you called him and you needed help, he would stop what he was doing and come to you. He'd say, I don't have much, but I've got a lot of friends. And he said that to me more than once. Love you, Jack, and this is well-deserved. This honor is well-deserved, and I'm a better person just from knowing him.
Jack was a devoted member of McIntosh United Methodist Church, where he served as head usher, and an active member of the McIntosh Lions Club, always giving back to the community that meant so much to him.
Served as head usher for 55 years. He's very proud of a big plate that they gave him for his 50th year of serving as the head usher. Very active in the church and Lions Club, and wherever he was needed. If anything broke down, guys, on the north end of Marion County, any kind of a tractor, a piece of equipment, guess who they called? They called Jack.
And now we're having to fill in the gaps, and it's hard to do, especially with just one man. You can't do it. We've got to have multiple people to fill his shoes from where he helped us over the years.
He said, well, he says, I've been here a long time. I was born and raised in this area. And he says, I ain't got a lot of money, but I got a lot of friends. And he says, if you ever need anything, come see me. I'll see if I can't help you. And he's been true to his word ever since.
Everybody in this community helps each other. And it seemed like Jack was in the center of all of it. That's just how he grew up, community, family, and God.
Jack Williams has been more than a farmer. He has been a devoted husband, a father, and grandfather.
I just put my all into my work. I'm very surrounded by my work, and I feel like I definitely got that work ethic from him, because I'm constantly at work or I'm doing school to better my career and do better. From sun up to sundown, he was, for 6 days a week, he was working. The only time he wasn't was when he was at church on a Sunday, and then he would go home and spend time with family.
Because of him and his legacy, I've been able to have a deep love for agriculture, and it's affected where I've gone to school. It's affected my hobbies and cattle and stuff, and I just have so much appreciation for that because that's made me who I am. I would not have the work ethic, I would not have the passions that I have if it wasn't for that generational love coming down to me from all of his hard work.
Every time I mention that I'm his granddaughter, everyone just lights up and they're like, oh, I know Jack. He's a super friendly man, and he has a very good reputation, and I hope that people know that that's who he is day in, day out, and he's a really honest, loving, humble man, and that I'm super grateful that he has instilled in me the same love for ag and God's green earth just like he had, and that I am hoping to take on his legacy and continue it and do it to the best of my ability.
Then in 2009, Jack's daughter Amy had a new idea: to open part of the family farm for agritourism. At first, Jack wasn't so sure why people would want to visit a working farm. But, true to form, he supported the idea wholeheartedly. That leap of faith became Marion County's longest-running agritourism farm, a place where children and families learn about agriculture and make lifelong memories on the land Jack has loved his entire life. Today, we honor a life rooted in faith, in family, and the land he loved.
He is loved by so many people. He's made a mark on so many friends and family. And I'm just so thankful to the Lord Jesus Christ for having him in my life all these years.
Robert Jackson Jack Williams is the 2025 inductee into the Marion County Agricultural Hall of Fame.